And we have more tonight on allegations first reported by our chief investigative correspondent, Armen, that the VA tried to cover up an epidemic of suicide among veterans. New emails have surfaced in a San Francisco court describing the VA's efforts to conceal the damaging information following our series. Here's Armen's follow-up.
Lawyers suing the VA say the cover-up of suicide data was widespread.
People within the VA who were withholding this information were not at the bottom of the totem pole. This went all the way to the top.
Dr. Michael Kussman, the head of VA Healthcare, was grilled in court about a series of emails written by top VA officials. The documents reveal how important information about veteran suicide was concealed from the public, and specifically CBS News. In one email from March 10th of this year, a VA media advisor wrote, "I don't want to give CBS any more numbers on veteran suicides or attempts than they already have. It will only lead to more questions." At the time, CBS News was preparing a report about attempted suicides among veterans under the VA's care. When pressed about the email, Kussman said he did not recall the message and that he disagreed with the premise that there was some effort to cover up something. Last November, CBS News revealed for the first time an epidemic of suicides among those who have served in the military. Dr. Ira Katz, the head of mental health for the VA, quickly disputed our report.
Their number is not, in fact, an accurate reflection of the rate.
But new emails made public in court this week show at the very same time the VA staff believed there was no flaw in the way they calculated their data, and that the methodology appears to be correct. This week, Senator Tom Harkin of Iowa co-sponsored a bill that would require the VA to provide an annual accounting of veteran suicides and turn that data over to Congress. Armen Keteyian, CBS News, San Francisco.
Here at home, members of Congress called officials from the VA on the carpet today following our report that the department tried to cover up an epidemic of suicide among veterans. CBS News learned that about 12,000 veterans attempted suicide last year, while the VA told us the figure was just 790. As our chief investigative correspondent Armen reports, the VA had some explaining to do.
That has rightfully been exposed.
The name of the hearing said it all, the truth about veteran suicides. The charges were backed by... After playing clips of recent CBS News reports outlining attempts within the VA to cover up suicide data, committee chairman Bob Filner lashed out at the man in charge, Secretary James Peake, accusing the Department of Veterans Affairs of criminal negligence.
The pattern is deny, deny, deny.
With his embattled director of mental health, Dr. Ira Katz, at his side, Secretary Peake presented a detailed series of charts and graphs generally backing CBS News suicide data.
Far from hiding this issue, we are more public about it than any organization that I know.
I've never had concern about their overall estimate for numbers of veteran suicides.
But several lawmakers weren't buying it, citing this February 13th email titled "Not for CBS News," where Katz appears to be trying to keep attempted suicide numbers quiet.
That was very unfortunate. It was an error, and I apologize for that.
Outside the hearing room, we asked Peake to answer repeated calls from Congress for Katz's resignation.
I do not have an intention of relieving Dr. Katz.
So Dr. Katz stays.
That is my plan, absolutely.
Peake now says the plan is to repair the damage done to his agency by telling the truth about veteran suicides and doing everything possible to prevent them. Armen Keteyian, CBS News, Washington.